Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms, Part 23. This is the 23rd video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you, numbered 111 to 115. But first, I'll give you the chance to guess their meanings. Then I'll explain their meanings using additional examples to help you to understand them better. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 111. Paint the town red. And the example is, after they won the state championship, our high school basketball team went out and painted the town red. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B, to go out and have a great time, and that's what it means to paint the town red. And in our example, the high school basketball team won the state championship and they went out and they had a really good time. Okay, they went out and painted the town red. Here's another example. My classmates and I went out and painted the town red after we finished our final exams. So the same thing happens here. There's a success of some kind. You're celebrating something. In this case, the classmates were celebrating that they finished the final exams, and that's why they went out and painted the town red. Okay, here's 112. Under the weather. And the example is, I went to see my grandfather yesterday because he was under the weather last week. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess C, to be sick or to not feel well? If you did, you are correct, and that's what it means to be under the weather. In our example, the person went to see his grandfather because his grandfather was sick or didn't feel well last week. Okay? He was under the weather. Here's another example. I couldn't attend school yesterday because I was under the weather. In this case, the person couldn't go to school because they were sick or they did not feel well. So that's what under the weather means. Okay, number 113. Sleep like a log. And the example is, I slept like a log after I chopped wood all day today. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is C, to sleep very deeply or soundly, and that's what it means to sleep like a log. A log doesn't move, right? It's just there. It's solid and it doesn't move. That's what it means to sleep like a log, and in our example, the person worked very hard. They were chopping wood all day. They were very tired, so they slept like a log. Here's another example. My son usually sleeps like a log, so I have to go into his room and wake him up physically by shaking him. In this case, the person's son slept very soundly in a deep sleep. So they had to go into his room and physically shake him to wake him up because he slept like a log. Okay? All right, here's number 114. Stink to high heaven. And the example is, even though the merger between our company and our chief competitor stank to high heaven, our CEO went along with it anyway. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is C, to seem very suspicious about something. And that's what to stink to high heaven means. In this case, for some reason, the deal, this merger between the rival companies, didn't seem right. There was something wrong. something was suspicious, and that's why it stank to high heaven. And the person mentions in the example, the CEO maybe knew about something and still approved it. Here's another example. The governor was able to get reelected aside from the fact that many of his business dealings during his time in office stank to high heaven. Now, in this case, his business dealings stank to high heaven. People were suspicious about them. There was something wrong, right? They didn't seem right. That's why they stank to high heaven. And regardless of them stinking to high heaven, he was still reelected. Got it? All right, here's a final idiom, 115. Money pit. And the example is, I own a really old house, and things keep falling apart. So even though I like it very much, it has become a money pit for me. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B, something that you continually have to spend money on. And that's what happened in our example here. The person had an old house and things kept falling apart, so he kept putting money in there. He continually had to spend money on something. And that's what a money pit is. It's used a lot with losing money. In this case, the person still liked the house even though it was taking a lot of his money. Here's another example. The bridge project was going well for the first month, but they ran into many unexpected problems and it has become a money pit for the city. Same kind of a situation here where the project that the city was doing on the bridge in the beginning was going well, and all of a sudden many problems came up and they kept putting money in there. It became a money pit for them. Got it? That's all for this video. Like the other videos before this, I want you to take the challenge. Try to use one of these idioms in a sentence. Put it in the comments, okay? And do one more thing. Keep practicing! See you next time.